That's them fed
What's
up
going on,
eyes.
guys?
What's up with them fed up eyes?
HQ 420 here. We're back day 0, day 198. We've got all the jigaboos with us today. We've got the powerful one, Cory Hughes. We've got the spiritual one, Lindsey Scharmyn. We've got the immaculate one, it's Charlie Robinson. Are
Is
y'all
he
doing
immaculate
well
because of his bald
this
head?
Sunday? Yes,
What are
it's
you? What are
particularly
you?
shiny. I'm just HQ 420.
It is
Oh, okay.
shiny.
The one.
Yeah, I
The
just
one
am.
and
I
only.
am. You see, y'all go by your actual name. I'm an alias, so I already am. You see,
So mysterious.
the
I
way
don't
this
even know
works.
his real name.
It's shrouded in
Oh, you know who
secrecy.
pisses me off? Motherfucking Wheezy. Motherfucker, I'm gonna call him Juan Valdez from now on. Motherfucker, I don't know his real name. I've been hanging out with that guy for 2 years.
Hey, look. There's a lot of people that I know, and I tend to not get their names. It's actually a lot of people I play basketball with, like that. I know them. They all know my name. I don't know any of their names.
I'm that
I just
person
go,
too.
hey, you.
Yeah.
That's the way I do it.
I'm like, I can list all your characteristics and things about you, but I might not know your name. I know you.
Yeah.
I just don't know your name.
Yeah, and that's okay. I don't need to actually know your name because I'm probably not going to see you in passing. I'm just going to see you on the court, so it's all good. Um, are we doing well?
Took me
It
3
is Sunday.
years
We
to
are
get.
live.
It took me 3 years to get this person's name at an Acapulco. I met him 1 year, and couldn't remember their name. Saw him the second year, was too embarrassed to ask him their name.
Mhm.
The third year, finally had to get somebody to go ask that motherfucker what his name is.
You got to introduce
know
him.
what his
You got to
name is.
introduce him. Be like, hey, this is my buddy so and so, and then you wait for them to introduce themselves, and you're like, okay, got it.
God. Well, this is why we need name tags, even if
I
we
was
think
diligent.
it's like unreasonable, because a lot of people don't know names and a lot of people forget names. And so if we have name tags at events, and it solves all these problems. I just actually, my 25 year high school reunion was last night, which is not really a thing, but they skipped the 20 year because of COVID. And so they're doing the 25, and then we're going to do the 30 again in 5 years. So I didn't get to go. It was way back in Washington, but I got to see the live stream, which I suggested. I was like, you guys should do a live stream so I can spy on you, and everyone else can too. And so they did. And everyone had name tags. And I was like, this is genius, because I was looking and I was like, I know a lot of people, even if we've changed and grown, gotten older and whatever. And there's a lot of people who I was like, I know them, but I can't remember their name. And then I feel like an asshole. If I were there, I would feel so bad. So name tags are the way to go.
I need to feel bad. Let's say feeling bad for something that's going to actually matter. The name is not that big of a deal, okay?
That's fair.
It just is what it is. We see how Cory does it. He scams names out of people. That's what he's telling me. He does the old introduction trick. I see you, Cory. He's trying to be slick out here. I just tend to just not know their name and just let it be that until
Yeah,
somebody
that
starts
person.
saying it enough. Yeah. It's okay. It's all good. But hey, Trump knows the name. He knows the name Putin. They're out there seeing gallivanting out there. I mean, what are we thinking? What are we thinking?
I loved the handshake. He just does the handshakes. He'll just walk right up to people and like look like he's gonna mow through them, and then grab their hand and stare them down and like not let go. And they go to let go, and he grabs it double hard and stares them down even more. I'm like, dude, he's a fucking monster. It's amazing.
Yeah, he is a little off.
So I like Putin. I've always liked Putin, and some people have the perspective they're all in one big club. I kind of understand that. I don't think that's the case, though, honestly, with Russia. And the reason I say that is because motherfuckers, you know who, they hold a really long grudge, and they were fucking driven out of their homeland 1,000 years ago by the Russians. And I think that's the root of all Russian fucking hatred in the narrative, all of it, for all time. And so I don't buy that they're in Putin's in any club with anybody else, unless there's some like back channel weird clubs going on that we don't know about.
I would like to challenge that in the sense that Putin said something, and there's a picture of him that I think kind of illustrates what he's talking about. He said one time, it doesn't matter to me who the American president is. I can work with whoever's there. Doesn't matter, because they come into office with these ideas about what they're going to do, and then they get visits by the men in black suits, and then those ideas go away.
Right.
And when he said that, I think the translation, or I think the inference, was that he was talking about the CIA, but he's talking about Chabad Lubavitch, the men in the black suits with the black hats and the big beards, and they're in pictures with Putin as well. That's what makes me think that there's a bit of a theatrical component to this, that these guys are meeting, but they're both controlled by the same group of them. And we know without a doubt Trump is 100% controlled. The question is Putin, and if so, to what degree? And then you have to take into account, as you said, like Russia's deep distrust for these people. So is this an example of, there's a picture of Putin with all the Chabad guys standing behind him, but Putin's strategic and he's playing those motherfuckers. He's using them because he needs them, or so, like, I'm willing to accept that answer, or an explanation like that when it comes to Putin, because I actually do believe he's somebody who could play multi-dimensional chess. I'm not willing to take that answer when it comes to Trump. I think he's just a straight up retard who walked right into a trap of theirs.
I have no doubts in Russia the buck stops with Putin. Like, period. I think he controls the oligarchs, not the other way around. Because look what happened when he got into power.
Definitely. We saw that.
Fuck them.
We saw that.
Yeah, so America put him in position. Basically, America helped put him in place. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Do you remember the video of Putin walking around the table with the document? He had the documents in front of what's that younger-ish Oleg Deripaska. And there's a big table and everybody's signing it, and he looks at Deripaska and he's like, "Why aren't you signing this?" And then Putin takes out a pen and puts it in front of him, and he signs it. And then Putin reaches over, grabs the pen, and puts it back in his pocket, stares him down, and then walks back to his seat. And it was like he just was the big dog in that scene, and you got to watch it. I've
seen it a bunch.
1 minute clip.
Great.
You've seen it?
Mm-hmm.
It's great. You see that and you go, okay, who is the alpha in the room. And those guys all had billions of dollars. They had carved up all of Russia's vast mineral wealth. And they were all, that guy owns copper, and that guy owns aluminum, and that guy owns magnesium, and whatever, they all had their own little fiefdoms there. But Putin walked into that room and just fucking took control of the situation, and it was wild.
So we basically propped him up because we thought that he was going to be our guy after the fall of the Soviet Union. And what a fucking mistake that was. What a miscalculation. Because he gets into power and he fucking basically he nationalized oil. He basically just took the assets of the fucking oligarchs. He exiled some of them. All the Jews who were running shit in the Soviet Union, he got rid of them and he implanted his own Jews. What that means, I'm not 100% certain, but that's what he did. They're his Jews. So trust me, they're his fucking Jews. So I don't know. He's a strong proponent of the Orthodox Russian church or whatever. I'm not big. I don't know what the fuck religion it is, Catholic or whatever.
Badass church. It's like the best church of all the churches.
He knows how to maintain appearances that he needs to maintain, and I think the pictures with all the rabbis are kind of indicative of that. Plus, fucking Israel genuinely despises that fucking man. Every single effort that was made in Syria, years ago, prior to the fall of Assad, he was thwarting everything. Everything. I mean, they fucking hate that guy because he is not down with Israeli imperialism. So, back to the club. I just don't see it. I just don't. I don't. I haven't seen the bloodline chart on him. Has anybody seen the bloodline chart on Putin? Because as far as I know, he came from like fucking some humble fucking family of farmers and worked his way through the KGB. Like came from nothing. So
And he likes dogs.
and they love him. And they like him.
He
like
he
him.
may he may legitimately be of not from the bloodlines if he was installed by our government, or at least allowed to rise to the position by our government. That would be because they don't see him as some prominent great leader, but as they wanted some fucking controllable guy in there. That was clearly a miscalculation.
Yes.
And I find myself liking Putin as well from time to time, and I don't like government people as a general rule.
Right.
But and I understand the power of media and crafting these images and whatnot. But every now and then I'll see more humanity in him than in other leaders. You know, when he's like playing with a dog or like, you know, it's like sort of off the cuff things, or the stuff that he does. I've watched him doing an interview with somebody where he just loses it and just cracks himself completely up at like how naive the person asking the question was. And I connect with that. I like Lavrov as well. I think Lavrov is a world-class shit talker. Yeah. He's fucking funny. He's one of the funniest diplomatic people in office, and Medvedev as well. All three of those guys, the top three in the Russian command. When you see them talk, they say things that normal guys don't talk about. Medvedev talks about UFOs all the fucking time. All the time. Okay? Like, and he's not supposed to be doing that, I don't think, or maybe he's leaking or you know, being a useful person. But you'll catch him responding to something and you go, he answered it exactly the way I would answer it. You know, he's as annoyed at the question as I would be annoyed at the question, or whatever it is. So I find myself connecting to those three guys on a human being level far easier than anybody in the United States government, except maybe Ron Paul.
Well, every single fucking word about Russia is bullshit, fabrication, made up. The same thing about the Nazis. They just make this shit up.
It's all bullshit. It's been a lie for 2 generations in a row. Yeah. Everything's
like we've been seeing about movies our whole lives. I was just talking about this with someone. I was like, why is every bad guy in a movie Russian? Why is every country that we're fighting in a movie? My whole life, since the 80s, maybe before the 80s, Russia's the bad guy. China's never the bad guy. Like, China's way scarier and always has been way scarier than Russia. But Russia's always the bad guy. So
they're not exciting on screen, and it's racist.
I love that people think like hating a government could be racist, but that's where we're at.
No, we don't care about the Asian shit no more. The Asian shit's done. Asian hate is allowed.
Oh, we down? We down? The Linglings is down with that?
Yeah, Asian hate is allowed.
All right,
because it's mostly black people that be hating on Asians.
That's true.
The reason, one of the reasons it's Russians and Germans is because like they have like a more badass appearance and language. You know, like when they speak English, like it seems like powerful. You know what I'm saying? So it seems villainous. So it's easier for them to be villains in movies.
I liked Assad too. Assad was cool. Like he seemed to genuinely care about his people. He genuinely improved the quality of life for his people, and smart guy.
You can't have that.
Yeah, so there he went.
And so when you look at what these countries want, particularly Russia now in this era, Putin has been trying to engage the world in trade for fucking ever. And we've been having sanctions put on him for one reason or another over various nonsense. Russia and the areas they just annexed are rich with resources, rare earth minerals,
the richest,
fucking everything. Like, that needs to be plugged into the global economy, and it's not. It's plugged into the BRICS nations, and that's why they've been able to fucking grow so quickly in such a short period of time. Just trade amongst themselves. They've shown that they don't need us. Like, all these actions, this is the short-sighted nature of, oh God, I'm not trying to make a profound statement. It's the short-sighted nature of vengeance or revenge because I think that's what this is.
Yeah.
That's all this shit against Russia is
when
revenge. For what we don't know, but it's still revenge, and it's shooting ourselves in the fucking foot over it.
You've made a profound statement.
You know that, like, the United States, like our version of World War II is that we came in and saved the day and won the war in Europe. And if it wasn't for us, then the Nazis would have prevailed. And what really happened was that the Russians, through attrition of 30 million people, grinded the Nazis down over 3 years, 4 years.
It's unfucking believable.
And we parachuted in the last 18 months of the war and took a softened up enemy from behind. And no disrespect to the American troops that were a part of it, but the heavy lifting of World War II was done by the Russians, by the Soviet Union, and they paid the price for it in terms of with numbers that are off the charts. I mean, America was at 500,000 dead, which is unheard of for our country, and they're at like 60 times that.
The Nazis were shocked.
Unimaginable. An entire generation of kids dead.
The Nazis couldn't believe it. They had planned out when they went into Stalingrad. They thought they knew exactly how many battalions there would be. And so the Germans get there and they start grinding through the fucking Russians. And they're thinking any minute now it's going to be over because, we've been killing them forever. And they just kept coming. And when you look at the communications back to Hitler and the general staff, they couldn't believe the number of Russians that just kept coming and coming. No matter how many they killed, they just kept coming. And then finally they succumbed and had to withdraw. It was the turning point in the fucking war for sure.
And from a strategic standpoint, the Soviets moved all of their manufacturing to the far east. It was inaccessible to German planes. So their factories were never bombed during the war. Where the factories were, the major cities were, of course, but in their western flank was demolished. But the Soviet Union had factories going 24/7, so far away that they were impervious. So, I mean, they do not, in the West, they do not get the credit that they deserve for the role in World War II. And then you get that Patton quote about how he thinks that maybe we fought on the wrong side in the war. We fought the wrong enemy, was what he said. And that we should have fought the Bolsheviks. We should have fought on the side of the Nazis versus the Bolsheviks. And you go, oh my God. And then he's dead like what, a month after that quote?
Yeah.
Well,
the real story of World War II is not what we've been told, or not even close. No one ever talks about Hitler's 8 peace proposals or any of that stuff. How they just went ignored, not even acknowledged.
Talking about no peace. Well, you be talking about that? It's gonna mess this money up. And look, I know that the Americans swooped in late, but hey, closers go to the Hall of Fame as well. You know what I'm saying? Mariano Rivera. He said we did our best, but hey, we got 2 pitches, fastball and a splitter. Is that what he had? I think that's all. Hey, we got 2 pitches. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go in there and while we at it, Japan, you get some of this D too. While we at it.
But
Mariano had a cut fastball as well that was nasty.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
As to the last months of the war, as we're still fucking blowing up the fucking Nazis, we were simultaneously funneling them out of fucking Europe and North Africa into South America, like to the tune of 200,000 plus, while we're fucking fighting them.
Now, think about that, given what you know now about how the American empire likes to have private militaries all around the world, and just think they were already thinking about their next conquest in the Western Hemisphere in South America, which would be Operation Condor. And who was running those programs? All those fucking Nazis.
Yep. And Operation Rusky.
They moved them straight to South America right after that war, because they knew they were going to need to have some a crew in there.
And the funny thing is, down in South America, they rebuilt what was once a Nazi hierarchy replacement system. In case like they were training the next generation basically, and they had everything from like a replacement Führer down to everybody else. Like 1,200 men, I think they start the process with, and they funneled them down to like 50 or 60 people who would take over the Reich if something happened, like a continuity of government kind of thing. They did that same thing down in South America. You see the German
city they built there?
I haven't seen pictures, but I've read a lot about it. I can tell you
Bariloche, but like
go ahead.
There's a city called Bariloche down there that's where a lot of them turned up, and it's like a German town in the middle of the jungle. And
it's all white people, blonde hair, blue eyes, and like they do like little German marches in the streets, and all the restaurants are German, and it's wild.
I mean, don't you kind of want to go and check it out?
Yes.
Is South America real? I mean, I don't really hear much about them except the big.
I kind of want to go. Like, if we
women.
can you?
I mean, it's just
there's nothing that says you can't go, right?
No.
That's interesting.
What am I looking at?
You're looking at Bariloche and pictures of Nazis.
Bariloche, yeah.
That's pretty fascinating.
Oh yeah, man. They set up shop there. Like they were out of the closet.
Well, that's where people think Hitler went, right?
Yeah.
He just
wanted. I mean, if they didn't go there,
that's what he wanted. That's all he was looking to get.
He's on a beach.
Yeah, there you go.
I am 100% convinced Hitler died in a bunker.
He's with Tupac. Deal with it. They're on a beach.
Hologram?
They're still going.
They're still with Tupac to this day.
Yep. Best friends.
So you either wound up in South America after World War II, or during the tail end, or you ended up in America. Right? I mean, I know the Soviets took a chunk of the Nazis that they captured, and I think it was a little bit like a draft. I think it was a little bit like, well, we'll take these, and like the Soviets are like, all right, well, we'll take the ones that are specialists in these categories. Like when they got to Berlin and started dividing shit up. But we definitely got a shitload of their top people, because it was like throwing gasoline on our fire. Like, and frankly, as Patton pointed out, maybe we should have been fighting alongside of these people in the first place. Right. So I'm not so sure that once they got the Nazis back, got them integrated into America, I'm not so sure there was a massive disconnect between ideologies. I mean, when you see how the American empire behaves and how the Third Reich behaves, like, it actually seems like a nice fit. So I think and of course we know about their involvement in our space program or rocket program and all that
JPL.
stuff. That's concerning, right? But not if you're building an American empire. You go, fuck yeah, I want the guys building the rockets. We could use them. They'll come in handy. Like, don't shoot those guys. Shoot the prison guards if you want, but like, do not shoot anyone with a brain. We need them. We'll make them work for us. They'll love it here. We'll put them in Huntsville, Alabama, like they did with Werner von Braun, where he oversaw the fucking space program. A literal goose-stepping Nazi ran the American space program.
Which
Come
always has
on
tripped
now.
me out, because why?
Fourth Reich?
Why would you trust that? Like, what? Aren't there people who are like the Japanese guy they found in the woods, like however many years later, and he's still like fighting the war that ended, right? Like these people have just like, I will kill
I
myself
love his
before I'm
passion,
disloyal.
his commitment.
Yeah. So aren't those people amongst the Nazis? Isn't it dangerous
yeah,
to
that
just
guy
take
is
in all
awesome.
these people and like give them jobs and hope that they're not there actually sabotaging everything that you do?
Well, one thing that we have to take into consideration is that the people who recruited the Nazis were basically the same fucking people who fabricated all the atrocity stories in the first place. So they knew what was bullshit and what wasn't bullshit. You know what I mean? So they didn't have qualms about working with these people because of all the bullshit they made up about these people.
True.
They knew that the gas chambers were bullshit.
That's a good point.
They knew all this stuff was
That's
bullshit.
a good
and it didn't
point.
happen.
Yeah, but don't those people still
That's a
hate
good
the
point.
US?
They could probably sell it to the yeah, but you could convince people to work with them and live with themselves if you pulled them aside and said, "Hey, listen, you know a lot of that stories about these Nazi guys, it's all bullshit. It's part of a propaganda campaign. They didn't do half the shit that they're accused of. So they're not that bad. You can have them to the barbecue, after your NASA your NASA picnics and things like that. Like, yes, they were Nazis, but they're not that bad. Yeah, I could see.
Well, see, the Nazi system of not just government, but how they ran the economics was such a drastic shift from anything that was being done anywhere. And I think that played a major part in why their system had to be destroyed because of the economics of it. So basically, in a matter of months from Hitler taking power, there was no unemployment anymore. And the standard of living was everyone was middle class or higher. That's reality. This came about through a very unusual system that kind of, when you look at it from an economic standpoint, it kind of looks a little bit like socialism and a little bit like medieval feudalism mixed into one. Instead of like a pyramid where you have a guy at the top who's the CEO, and then you have vice presidents and a whole pyramid structure. The way I see it is their system was more like a cylinder, and that cylinder was broken into different sections, and each section was equal. The farmer and the farmers' guilds, right? This is kind of where it comes back to like the medieval shit. The farmer organizations, or the kind of a union type thing, had its own hierarchy within it, but they were equally as represented as the administrative class. Like there was no difference. Each section had their own share of the overall enterprise, thus their own share of the revenue that would come in. So you would have farmers who were as rich as fucking guys at the top. You know what I mean? And so that's very revolutionary. And it flies in the face of everything, every capitalist system that goes on today. It reshapes capitalism with a little bit of forced equality in there. And that, I think, in and of itself was a threat to a larger system around the world, which is another reason. And nobody ever talks about the economics of National Socialism.
And it's always the economics that's behind everything, including the Civil War and everything else. So I wish we could be Nazis. That sounds really cool. For real.
Our legend. Look,
I can't
Alleged-
wait until this episode gets transcribed. It's
But
going
you
to be
could-
off the rails,
you
man.
could
The AI
take, like,
is not going to
I
know
think-
what to make of it.
For any of us, like someone could go back and make just reels of us just saying things out of context that make us sound like the worst human beings alive.
Oh my god!
You know, that gives me an idea, Charlie. We need to have a we need to have a show where we just
Especially
talk
me.
to AI, and that's the whole show. We ask AI stupid questions and see what AI says. I don't think anyone's done a show like that yet.
It's going to
Some-
give you the correct
some people
answers,
have.
Corey. So
I've
don't
got a
worry
guy
about it.
who's going. I've got a guy who's coming on my show who has been asking AI questions and recording it and getting really fucked up answers. He wrote he's got like a book about it. Anyway, so I'm going to be talking to him pretty soon. I don't know too much about it right now, but I'll
The
let
thing
you know.
is,
But
you can make AI say anything you want.
there's some
and you-
comedy gold in.
I mean, like you can
Well,
train it.
I don't
Literally,
know.
you can be like, "Hey,
I think
hey AI, your name is this now, and also this is your perspective. So now answer these questions, and from now on, this is your name, this is your perspective, this is who you are, and this is what you're like, this is what you talk about, this is what you know, this is what I want to hear." And so people are like, "Oh my god, I asked the AI and it told me all this stuff," and you're like, "Well, it told you what you told it you wanted to hear from it." So and 100% of the time it's doing that, even if you didn't
Right.
explicitly ask it to. It has learned what it thinks you want and what it thinks you like and what it thinks you're into based on anything else it can find about you, and it's using that to craft its responses. So my AI will tell me whatever it thinks Lindsey wants to hear. Corey's AI will same question, different answer because it's what Corey wants to hear, right? X cube, different answer. Charlie, different answer every time.
Okay. I'm sorry. As we're talking, I'm sitting here and I went to Grok because I don't know what the fuck people are talking about. I asked it, look up the podcast Day Zero with Charlie Robinson and make a new thumbnail representing the show. And it sent me a fucking picture of Charlie Robinson from Night Court in a suit.
Bull.
yes, the black guy.
Oh,
I'm going to
black guy.
screenshot this and send it to you, Charlie.
So
Charles.
that's our new thumbnail.
Yep.
Wow.
Thank you, man. Yeah,
This is
that's awesome.
Well,
unfucking real.
Grok
Put
told
it
me
up,
today.
share
Today was
screen,
the
or
first
put it-
time I ever
it
talked to
up.
Grok, actually, and I asked it, who's Lindsey Scharmyn? What does she do?" And it actually nailed it. It was pretty good, except it told me I was a nurse and had always been a nurse and had just quit nursing recently. And I was like, "No, I've never been in a medical profession," but
Oh,
everything else it got right.
congratulations on-
So, yeah, my
All
promotion.
right, here we go.
There's a couple of Lindsey Scharmans
That's
that
right.
mixed together.
No, there's only one.
Yeah.
Aw,
Yeah,
look at
yeah,
Charlie.
There I
That's
am.
Grok.
Black
It's not
guy.
smart. This is a kid. This is a kid with Down syndrome. Okay, like this is not fucking. What? There's no intelligence at all here. This is fucking retarded.
They're all like that. They're just glorified search
Look
engines
at that
that
shit.
are
What is this
tailored-
He's
bullshit?
trying. No,
tailored
but
to make
here's
you
the
think
thing,
they're
man.
human-like.
You know it's
How do I stop it?
you know it's only going to get better. Yeah.
That's what you were having.
It's only going to get better. So we're working on a project. Me and the two guys I have working on Activist Post with me with Claude AI, and we're feeding it a bunch of super based shit and getting it to start thinking in a certain way, asking it questions, and it is noticing like a motherfucker. The answers we're getting are one of the guys will send it to me and he'll be like, "Dude, take a look at this. This is wild. Like, this is the question and here's the answer." And the answer is like incredibly straightforward about who is in control of things around the world, them, as Cory likes to call it. And so anyway, it's part of a much bigger project, but we're working on feeding it in. You know how they say garbage in, garbage out, right? So we're going to make sure it gets a very, very healthy diet to begin with. And we're going to, and so that's a project that we're currently working on, which I think will be fun because with the intention of it being at some point like a killer fucking search, conspiracy, truth, however you want to define it, whatever, reality, our reality, search engine where you can go through and you know, and I've got 15 years of activist post backstories too. Every article ever written there. So, you know, we're just thinking like, what if you gave this thing? What if it wasn't pulling information from some internet, from fucking Reddit? Wasn't that the stat that came out this week that it was like 60% of the AI information they're getting from Reddit? It's like, holy shit, that's not good. We
That's why they all
shouldn't be
become
like
racist, hateful.
outsourcing our thinking to this. You know what I mean? But what we're trying to do is kind of build out like more of like a topic related search engine. Oklahoma City. Boom. Here's all these articles on it, you know, things like that. So
That's pretty good. That'll be fun.
Yeah, well, as far as
I
on the
mean,
war front, because they are still warring Ukraine and Russia, allegedly. Zelensky came out and said that they are not looking to give up any land that Russia does not already occupy. So they are willing to do some land swaps. Kiev will be open to that, but Putin demands to cede the entirety of the Donetsk region, including parts under Ukrainian control.
Which should have been from the beginning.
Right.
What happened? Should
Like
have
they're
just
not
been
giving it up.
cut and dry. Here's Donetsk. Goodbye. The end.
Those people are Russians
Yeah,
anyway.
that's
They're
pretty
Russians
Yeah.
and they want to. The people there want to be part of Russia. It's not like some weird
Right.
forced fucking exile thing. It's like they're like, please let us go. And then
Totally.
Ukraine's like, no, instead, we're going to drop a bunch of depleted uranium all over your streets, rape the shit out of your kids, and kill you all and torture you. And that's what's happening in Donetsk. And people are like, oh, free Ukraine. I'm like, Ukraine won't even free Ukraine. Like, fuck you. Bullshit assholes. Satanists. Really.
Yeah, so that's what Putin's looking.
Like,
He said,
let
"I'm
him
looking
have
at
it.
region.
Fuck.
The entirety of the region now.
Yeah.
I want the whole damn thing. All right. Well, give me a piece of it.
Yeah, that's
I want
the
all of it.
counter negotiation. That is, okay, listen, we're going to take it either by you giving it up or us destroying everything in that region. But we're going to take it. So let's end the war. Give us the entirety of it. Pull your people out. Demilitarize. Pledge to never join NATO. Hang Zelensky in the town square and his wife. And become a independent state, but independent of not of BlackRock, who's going to own you know, they basically put this war on their credit card with BlackRock, and as collateral, BlackRock gets the rebuilding projects, reconstitution projects, as they call it. So, you know, now they're owned by the bankers. So Ukraine is either going to be owned by the banks or the Russians. They can choose.
Zelensky says no man will own us. Okay, he's standing firm.
So
no man except the BlackRock man, the banker man. Everyone else, no.
Putin has no interest in taking over the whole country. That's a logistic nightmare. It's a logistic nightmare. He wants to leave that to the West.
But you don't want a civil war against you.
Right.
If you're taking over a place that doesn't want you to take it over, then you've got you get civil unrest, and it's a pain in the ass, and it's expensive, and it sometimes isn't worth the headache. But if you get those parts that are ethnically Russian and want to be part of Russia, then that's a different story, right? And that's what they want. That's what they've always wanted, right?
So, just to make this absolutely
And
clear,
that's what I think is the solution, right? And then we can wrap this up so that nobody else has to die in some horse shit Black Rock financed war. Oh God, so unnecessary and so awful.
Disgusting.
Just, and we're seeing the video and they're like, and it's fucking traumatizing to us just watching those crazy ass drone videos where they're flying in, or the ones where they're buzzing around and there's a guy in a foxhole hiding as this thing's whizzing by him. Holy shit. You know what I mean? Like we need to stop that immediately. That has to stop.
The situation with Putin
good
and him
as
human
human beings
is no different at all than when Hitler invaded Poland to take back the Danzig region. Zero difference. And that's what started World War II. So, just a little bit of different perspective there.
Well, what about Greater Israel? What do we think about that? Because
I think we should nuke them.
The only good use of nukes.
Yes.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Netanyahu is talking about
Some say.
this now. It used to be like, oh, that's conspiracy theory. And then it's like, no, it's on your patch. And then it's like, well, okay, fine, it's on our patch, but it's not our mission. And then it's like, now it's like, yeah, it's our mission. Hey, what do you do if you're Lebanon? Do you just sit around waiting to get invaded, or do you strike first? I mean, this is a real dangerous time out there. There's several countries that are like that. It is basically been like an open declaration of war by Israel on those neighboring countries by acknowledging the Greater Israel Project. And then talking openly about it and launching rockets and advancing into Lebanon. Holy, I mean, what?
Well, every action has an
and blowing up airport and blowing up pagers and do all the other fuckery that they're into. Like, at what point do they all just say, you know what? Let's take this guy out back and kick the shit out of him. This guy being Israel. Like, why don't they all just say, it's either we get it on now on our terms, or we wait for Israel to pick these countries off one by one by one.
I'm still waiting for Netanyahu's Rabin moment.
Full fucking support of the American empire.
But not the Israeli people. I mean, he had got out of another. Like, they were, okay, we're finally going to trial, and then whatever, he bombed fucking Syria or something, and they're like, well, now we have to put it on pause again, and the people are fucking pissed. Not all of them, but like a big amount of them, a good amount of them. Pretty
well, you
pissed
notice
off.
after the statement about Greater Israel, immediately Saudi Arabia came out with a statement condemning his words, which is a good sign.
That is a good sign. I would have thought they were with us.
Saudi Arabia is not giving up an inch of fucking land, and Greater Israel is like half of Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia is really powerful.
They will fuck you up.
Yeah.
They got trillions of dollars in their pocket just sitting around under the couch.
We've got Bahrain right there, and we just sent a bunch more ammo to Bahrain too. Tiny little dot. It might be a bit powerful for Saudi Arabia. Right in there. It's like a bridge away. Like, you drive there 10 minutes.
And the Saudis have been forced to buy American military equipment in exchange for petrodollars and all that bullshit for the last 50 years. So they're fully armed as well. So definitely not some little country that Israel can just walk all over.
It's true.
Yeah, all this war stuff is holding us up from, going to work and getting late. That's what it's really holding us up from.
For real.
And it's just like we got bigger fish to fry. But I mean, it's always got to be war for somebody, right? Somebody somewhere's warring over something. all the time. And it's just like, eventually you figure the people be like, you know what? I'm good. I appreciate it, though. I think that's what America would look like. Gen Z, if you called them up and they're like, hey, we're going to do the draft. They're like, right. Sounds good.
I
He's
don't think
drafting
so.
shit. It's like, nah, but do we get we get Starbucks, free Starbucks? No free Starbucks? Okay. Well, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Y'all go, hey, here's what it said, we're going to give this to you. It said, we'll forgive all your debt because you're liable to be dead. So, I mean, it won't matter no way. So, your debt will be forgiven either way.
That's
Cool.
That's a
then
way to
then
do
it's
it.
the Running Man.
Yeah.
So, hey, either you make it back and your debt will be forgiven, or you'll die and your debt will be forgiven. I mean, hey,
Right.
either way.
Either way, it's great. Squid
They'll-
Games.
They'll be like,
Perfect.
look, you get to enroll in the military, your debt's forgiven, you get a free Starbucks one a day and a subscription to OnlyFans. Everybody's in now.
Ooh. Do you get to pick? Do you get to
it's-
pick, or they get to pick?
Are we negotiating?
Not sure.
Okay, I mean, let's say, I
You
mean,
got
damn,
10
I
choices.
mean, it said, hold on, let me get 3 subscriptions, and I'll shake your hand. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, do you have to like
You let me
pick?
get-
You have to like pick a girl. You can't like just have them all. I don't know how
It
shit
said, let me
works.
get 3. It said, let me get
Okay.
3. Oh, I don't know.
I think it's person
individualized.
specific. I don't
Yeah,
think
it's
it's
individualized.
not like a buffet.
Yeah, you
Oh,
don't get a
damn.
bundle deal.
Yeah, you have to order off the menu.
They need like the HBO version of OnlyFans, so you get like a lot of different shows, one price.
Yeah.
Okay.
The
Can I get
Rockford
that?
version.
That's the variety pack.
The variety pack, yeah. You
Well,
want to
okay,
be
so you
little
want to do like
everything,
they
except
do the
that I don't
streaming
want-
services
I don't
now,
want
where
any
you
of
get a
that bondage
package.
weird shit.
Yeah, where you get like ESPN Plus, Hulu, and Disney. You know,
Yeah.
so I get that package deal.
Right, exactly. You get a package. OnlyFans package.
Yeah, so,
I can
Gen
see
Z,
the marketing now.
Gen Z, what we think? Draft comes around. You think that's good enough? Well, it's only. Oh, hold on. Are we drafting women now? Did they
Dude.
make that official? Still
I
not
mean,
drafting women.
The time is ripe. It's gonna pass soon if they don't get it done.
Women said they want equality, so I mean, here it is. I mean,
You wanted it.
be equal in everything now,
We
including
don't
this
even know
death.
what women are, so of course we
Yeah.
can draft you.
Oh yeah, that is true.
Well, okay, wait a second. We can either draft you into the military or we can draft you into OnlyFans.
You get a choice. You'll be in the OnlyFans that services the military, or you'll be in the military.
I said, damn,
This
I'm
is a
already
good
there.
deal.
Though.
Correct.
I'm under an alias.
We can find a spot for
Hey,
you.
hey, your next door neighbor selling booty. You know, so you got to be wary out there. You got to be careful. There's no doubt about it.
I think you can
But,
pull
hey,
it off if you don't have identifying scars, birthmarks, tattoos. Then you can do your makeup in ways that make you look like a totally different person. I've learned. So if you learn how to do that, you could have an OnlyFans and keep your dignity. You know, not in your soul, but just like in public.
Ho. Dignity. No, you don't get to keep that. That
Wow.
shit gets confiscated first.
That's
Okay.
instant gone.
Can't have you out there walking around with your dignity. You know what I'm saying? That might lead to some hope or something. No, I can't have that. I got to strip you of that. No dignity can stay. We got to take that from you first. Yeah, that's the first thing we take. All right. But Gen Z,
Dignity's
is this
not
a
Well,
good deal?
that comes
Yeah,
in
any of those things.
that comes in the form of your first month paycheck when it's like $137.
Yeah, you're
And
like, if I
you've
just
been
showed
shaking your
everyone my
ass.
asshole. Man.
Hey, but what's key is that you're doing
Everybody
this for the
got to
government, so
see
it'll
your
be-
butthole, and you made $137. That's when you go, oh, it's real.
It's real.
Like that's when reality hits
Yeah,
you
but
right
that
upside the head.
137
You may go on to
does
make
cover some gas.
Yeah.
$10,000 a month, and I hope you do. Good on you. If you're gonna do it, do it
May you
well.
At least be rich.
What can I tell you?
For
I mean,
real.
I wouldn't. I don't think it's probably great for your soul, but I don't have any sort of moral hang up about it. But fucking hell, I don't
I'm
know.
okay with people doing
Those
it.
dirtbag guys
I
that
just
sit
see
on there
like,
and watch women, and that is
yeah,
just so fucking creepy to me.
I don't think you can objectify yourself in any way and not have emotional, mental, spiritual effects of it, including like working for people at a job you hate, right? Like if you're just aware, like I am
Oh,
$12 an hour to you, or I'm whatever it is now. I don't even know, $16 an hour to you, and that's all I am, and I don't matter at all. And eventually, it's gonna wear you down, and like again, take away your dignity. So sex work is like the extreme version of that, where it's super even more
the
transactional and like just this aspect of you, none of the others, right?
You do feel a little cheap, don't you? It's like my, what I got is worth $6.99 a month, at least for viewing. You know, so it's like, huh. So that's why I feel like it'd be a little bit better if we just let the government get involved in this. I think that they can pitch this idea because the youth are looking for something to grab onto. All right, they're looking for something to hold on to, and there's not much out here for them. Housing market's fucked. Okay, they're about 100K in student loan debt. All right, when they do manage to graduate from college, nobody gives a fuck because ain't nobody gonna hire their ass because they don't know nobody. So that's like shit. I mean, over the past 5 years, man, if you graduated from college, Bo, whew, man, you had it rough. You had it unless you knew somebody. If you didn't know anybody, my God. I mean, I could see why they felt like they had no hope. Most of them are, they're doing a DoorDash and then they got a second and a third job. So it's like, cause they ain't much hope out there
and
if you look around.
No. What?
what?
Oh, I thought you were gonna say something, Charlie.
Oh, I thought something happened.
No,
I,
no,
I
no.
I
I had a
was
damn nap.
I was gonna jump in and say and all of this is due to the Federal Reserve Bank inflating away the value of the dollar over the last century. And that's why our money is worthless and people are feeling hopeless. It's because it's mathematically catching up.
It
It's
is,
just everything's
and it's
fucked. Math
that
like
escalation. Like I said,
financially.
that 2020 escalation. Like if you go back to 2019, like if you just go right back to 2019, man, but I mean, was was
2020.
was things shitty? Yes, because everybody has their ebbs and flows. Everything in life didn't go your way, but for the most part, you could do okay. All right, you could change cities. You could buy a house here. You could end up selling it. You could move somewhere else. Jobs, and then the 2020 hit. And then there for 2 years, if you ain't take a shot, shit. I mean, everybody want to fire your ass and want you to starve to death for about 2 years there.
Oh, didn't you know that never happened? That was not real.
That's me bad.
Yeah, just the leftists have realized that it never happened. None of that happened. In fact, it's all in our heads. Just ultimate gaslight. Like you don't even remember correctly. None of that's real. I'm like, I don't know, dude. I actually don't know if the algorithm is so finely tuned that they have no idea that that happened, or if they're so retarded emotionally and mentally that they like cannot admit to the great harm they did to the world. You know, like or maybe a little bit of both. I'm not sure. Like if your bubble's tight, all the people in your world agree with you. You didn't see the other side. I don't know if CNN ever told you how many people lost their job or had their kids taken or were threatened to be like dragged out of places or beat or like whatever, dragged off beaches for like sitting alone on the sand. Maybe you don't fucking know. I don't know. But otherwise, you're crazy. And that's their line now.
Well,
It didn't happen.
yeah. Well, the other thing they hit you with is it's okay to lose your job because we're gonna pay you. That was the okie doke they hit you with. And you were like, oh, man, paying me $4,000 a month to sell the house. Like, this is great. And it's like, okay, we're shutting that off. So, go find you a gig. And then you try to get back out there. They'll be like, I ain't got shit for you, dog. You can come up here to Burger King. Burger King got something for you. We upped our pay, $9.50 an hour. So I mean, you come up here to Burger King. I think most of your fast food places now are anywhere between 12 to 14, starting.
They're
But
pretty good, actually.
for what you're doing per se. But I mean, now what do people do? Now on the back end of that, you had that issue with the job market. Everybody was trying to go remote. People still want to do remote work. They've cut the remote jobs back. Okay. So now you're out here, you're struggling. Now here comes AI to kick your ass. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
if you were 22 years old, you just got a whole ass kicking in the past 5 years. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you took a whole ass whooping.
And then
It's
you're living
like,
in a world where people are just pretending like everything's fine too. No one's like really acknowledging how screwed you are, which
yeah,
has to hurt.
yes, that's the whole is. So it's like, okay, so if you do manage to get a gig that pays well, don't worry, it's gonna whoop your ass because more than likely they're gonna be short staffed because the numbers still have to look good. That's what this whole thing about the capitalism side, that there is infinite growth. We have this infinite growth model. Well, we can't infinitely grow because the wages at the bottom will not be able to keep up, not with what we just had happen. So, yeah, I mean, folks are like, they raise price. Oh, yeah, they're going to raise prices. I was like, well, they're going to raise it to the point where they don't sell anything. And like, when you see these people raise prices, I'm like, just wait for them. Wait, they're going to come right back to you because they got no choice. So it's like when I see, shoes and clothes and all that stuff out there, I'm like, man, unless you got it, and it don't matter. It's all good. But if you're on the other end of the spectrum, it's like I'm waiting for you to come back to me, dog. Yeah, I get it. Put it in there for $170. Don't worry, you'll come back to me where I can afford it at 70 right here shortly. Because you're gonna have to.
Yeah.
You got no other choice. Because you can't sell it. So when people are like, "Oh man, the price is gonna go up," I said, "Well, just don't buy the shit. They'll come back to you.
It's true.
That's all you gotta do, and they'll still be making money.
And they'll still
Like,
stay
don't
afloat.
worry. Yeah, their CEO will still be able to get his $5 million bonus. I mean, they'll still have plenty of money because you sit there and look at him. It's like, oh man, our best quarter, we had $2 billion in profit this quarter. It's like, oh shit. Yeah, next quarter, oh, we had a terrible quarter. We only made $1.5 billion in profit. I was like, you did say profit, didn't you?
Sounds pretty good.
Did you say profit? And you look at folks just like, you told me profit, right?
See, and one thing that gets
Like-
me is that profit means after CEOs get their fucking 70 million a year, and after everyone gets their inflated paychecks, and after everyone's fully taken care of and the company is fully funded and operating. Profit is everything above and beyond that.
That's true.
I'd be happy
That's
with breaking
crazy.
fucking even. Shit.
Yeah. What are you
that's
doing
what I'm
with this
saying,
profit?
Cory. So, and then they're like, well, we really don't have it in the budget to increase anybody's pay. I'm like, you just made $1.5 billion in profit. Think if you gave everybody $3 an hour extra, I think it's gonna hurt you.
See, that's the problem with
I
public
think you-
companies. All companies should just be private companies. Like, fuck
Yeah.
public companies
Mhm.
and stock markets. Like, fuck the whole system. Seriously. It's an exploitative system. It's a rich get richer. How many people participate in the stock market? Like 8% of the country. I mean, you got people who got
It's a
their
low
fucking
percentage.
you got people who got their bullshit fucking penny stocks and the game stoppers, but people who actually like own stocks and depend on them as like an asset is very, very small, and
Yeah.
and crypto is even less.
Yeah, that's why I've had someone criticize me before because they're like, you're a corporation, you're part of the problem. I'm like, I'm a corporation, I'm just me. I'm just me. I'm a private little corporation. I make like almost no money. I don't think I'm part of the problem, but in people's minds, corporation means publicly traded stock market, like big wigs and all of this stuff. And it's not what it means at all. It's just a legal definition. It means almost
It's not
nothing,
the
actually.
corporation. See, man, so the corporation is derived of people. So our personal greed is the problem. Our personal need to make sure that we have everything above and beyond, uh, disregarding everybody else, is the problem. You know, the CEO and the company, I mean, they could live just perfectly fine with their $5 million bonus at the end of the year. But we need to fire some people so I can get a $10 million bonus.
It's crazy.
Like that, like that's what so it's the people within it. Like people look at a corporation like it's just like 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 some computer that's just like, okay, fuck everybody. But no, it's people, individual people in there. Like, I would rather get this extra 5 million this year that I really don't need, as opposed to keeping Johnny, Susie, and David on at the company, and they need this job to support their family. But I need this 5 million extra though, because I'm looking to buy a yacht this year. Is what I'm saying. It's like it's just like, what the dog? Can you wait 2 years and get the yacht and keep some of these people on board? But no, well, the shareholders are looking at the numbers. The numbers are fucking fine, man. Y'all in the green. Y'all act like y'all in the red. Like these companies will be in the green and be like, "Oh shit, man, we got to fire some people." I'm like, "But y'all made money. Y'all didn't lose money."
That's the result of the money behind the corporations. That's private equity money making decisions that, in order, that they need to get a certain percentage, and so everything gets bumped up. We're seeing this. They're taking over entire industries, like just crazy, boring things like, veterinary clinics and shit like that. But like everything goes up in price immediately, and they load them up with a ton of debt, extract a bunch of money out of them, pay off their board of directors, do all kinds of sketchy shit. People at the top make a lot of money. Everybody that works there gets fucked. Everybody that buys from them gets fucked because the price goes up and the experience goes down.
Mhm.
And it's just been like the strip mining of America, man. It's been by these banker cocksuckers.
It's
Well, we
also
see that
written
also
into
with a lot of.
their corporate
Anyway.
charters or types too, right? So like you have a fiduciary duty, so you have to make more money and you have to pay off these people, and that's part of it. And you can't choose not to because it would be illegal. And so even if you would, in your conscience, you would like to keep on Johnny and Susie and pay them, you can't, because you have to make more money than you did last year. And so unless you're a B corporation or a different type of corporation, if you're publicly traded, like that's just in it. You just have to. And most people don't know that. So even if you are becoming a corporation, you go public, right? Like you may get trapped in this thing that you didn't understand that was what you were even a part of. So I think like even really good corporations that have good intentions sometimes fall into that category.
Well, we got that, and then we got private equity sweeping in and doing what they do best:
Destroying
the shit.
everything in their path.
Sink the shit and cash out. Now I can't even wrap my head around that. Like, I come in, I intentionally buy the company, I lease it, I lease the land and everything back to the actual company to sink it, so I can cash out all the equity. I was like, how the fuck did somebody figure that out and it be legal? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like somebody sitting around, some super genius, just like, all right, guys, okay, so what's a legal scam that I can do that can fuck the individual person at a company and I make out scot-free and it's okay. And I can continue to do it. I can continue to go and buy these large entities and sink them intentionally and cash out. I'm like, what?
That's what I like. Maybe I want to
And
be a
not go to
Nazi
jail.
because that system makes sense to me. In this one, where we've built into the structure and the law that it's an incentive to do these types of things. You're incentivized to fuck people over and to destroy everything. That's a problem because it's going to keep happening then, right? Like people are simple creatures, so
Yeah.
if it's built in and this is the way it works best, then that's the way it's going to continue to go. It's not capitalism per se that's the problem, though, right? This is actually like not really capitalism because all of those things are built into the law. They're built into the outside of that structure of capitalism itself. It's actually government intervention in the first place.
You know, you need a system. All systems of economics need some sort of buying and selling, and unless we're doing the barter system, you inevitably end up at some sort of representative currency, right? I think that's inevitable. I forget my point.
We have to have some government. We have to have some currency. We have to have some agreements. Yeah. But like you can do it in a way that doesn't benefit only the top and just fuck the bottom.
And here's another problem. I don't think that we can have a completely unrestricted free market because the things people say like, oh, well, if you screw people over or do this, whatever, they'll go to your competition. Well, what if the competition's doing that too, right? And so you can get price fixing, you can get not even like conspiracy collusion, but you can get them seeing what the other person is doing and getting away with it and do it also, and it becomes a standard, right? And if you have no outside enforcement mechanisms, which requires a need for an enforcement arm, no matter what, and that's where everything fucking falls apart. That's where everything becomes corrupt.
If
that need for some sort of enforcement.
If it was truly unfettered, I mean, doesn't that mean people would also sell children, for example? Other people.
Well, until like people beat them to death in the market and then they wouldn't do it anymore. Maybe that's the idea.
I mean, you'd have to go killing at that point. It'd be like, okay, we need to go kill these people who are selling other people.
Right.
Like, right? It'd be like just kind of cool Wild West, actually. Like, I'm kind of okay with that. But
see, I like the idea of like the private militia being a wing of government, right? They're independent and they just sit there and watch the congressman. And when the congressmen try to do some fascist shit, they just kill them.
They just hold up a knife and just
they're there with the Constitution going, nope, you know.
Yeah, but we just fallen into the hole where I have to have everything and you have to have nothing. It's just like,
well, to some degree, you have to have poor people because poor people give value to the dollar.
I'm fine with that. Yeah. I understand that, but even the poor people have to have some type of joy. And you see, the joy years ago was the arena. They let all the break folk in the arena, the bread and circuses. It's something you could go to. And so if the poor and the broke people are not able to go out and enjoy anything, then that's where they become violent in nature. And then that's how you end up having people storm the palace and you get people dragged out, and and so it's just like, it's a happy medium that you can have here, where folks will allow you to maintain your powerful position with no opposition at all, because they feel like they can enjoy life,
and that you might protect them, right?
Yes.
Like in Washington, D.C. right now, like maybe the underreported thing is there's like a ton of people that are stoked that there's a higher presence of some sort of enforcement of the law going on. People are like, I haven't seen, this drug dealing that I normally see. I haven't seen like muggings that I normally like. It just, I could feel like I could walk around safely. It's been a number of days and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
They're already happier and like, yeah, you can have your military here. It's cool with us. Right. So like people aren't even opposed to this, which I think is being represented as this like horrible tyrannical takeover or something. And people are happy to have it, which you could also say is maybe intentional. But that was decades and decades and decades of some of the worst crime rate ever before they did this. So it wasn't just problem, reaction, solution. And if so,
Yeah.
it was like a long problem period, which is not really normal for like the really intentional, false flag types of seizing power and tyrannical control. But yeah, people are like, if I have a decent standard of living, I can expect to be pretty safe. Cool. I'm happy. Right? Good enough.
Oh, in imperialism, asked about defining poor. Let me get this right quick before you go, Charlie. And they said, why would anyone be poor? There are no palaces in this scenario. We burn them all. Well, you see, at the end of the day, poor people still look to some type of leader. Somebody will rise to power and will start, and the cycle will start again. This cycle cannot end until humanity does not exist.
It's actually a good definition because it is a mindset. It's a mindset.
Like the cycle that we're on. Don't worry. It's like, oh, we won. And then people continue to get born. And then eventually somebody's like, you know what? Why don't I have all the shit? Yeah. I should have all the shit. And then you got other people who come around as well. It's like, yeah, we should take all the shit. We should take everything and have them work for us. It's the way it always is. Any empire that's fallen, something comes and takes its place. Because our nature is greed. That's our nature. Our nature is to rule over. I actually see this as far as with animals, because we have this sense that we're able to control everything. That's why when it's like, what was it, the other day or a couple of weeks ago when the girl got ate by the killer whale?
I missed
When she got it was
Sorry,
I think right there at the end of July. She God, I can't remember her name, but she was one of the people like at SeaWorld who, like Shamu and all that stuff.
Oh, she deserves to get eaten.
Yeah, but she went underneath the water and all of a sudden folks start seeing blood. But we have this sense that we have superiority over all. So all the animals, livestock, whatever it is, and other people as well. So eventually the corruption will come back. And a lot of times it will come back and it will look like a humanitarian effort. That's where the issue is. And then if they're savvy enough, if they talk well enough, if they look good enough, if they're tall enough, people will follow. And then people will hunt you down because at one point in time, we were brothers and sisters on the battlefield taking down tyranny. But tonight, I have no problem burning my brother because all hail the shrine.
Yeah. He doesn't like the tall man. Get him.
It's a new shrine. Yeah, it's a new shrine. And all hail the shrine. And if you don't like it, if you're against me, I know we fought in battle 10 years ago, but today you got to go. That's it. That is our cycle. That is the cycle of humanity. From here until whenever this place expires, if it does. I'm sorry, you can go, Charlie.
His new nickname is Sam Ganges the Wise.
That's pretty good.
I mean, but it is. It's just like, but the thing is, like, you don't have to wake up every day depressed about it. Like I said, I don't like Earth, but I don't let it affect my mood. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I despise Earth. I understand what the end looks like. I haven't even felt the sorrow part of it yet. Mine's gonna come hard and heavy.
I do.
When mine hits.
I feel like a psychopath sometimes because I'm a deep feeling person. I have so much love for people. I would also be totally fine if everyone died like tomorrow. Like I would be sad for like the people who I love to be gone, right? But like all people, I'd be like, yeah, okay. I mean, it's probably gonna be fine. There's just like a few of us left. I bet that's great, actually.
Yeah, what's up with the Deagle report, man? We're running out of time here.
Come on, Deagle, get your shit together.
I mean,
I'm serious. I don't want everyone to die. I think it's quite likely large amounts of people will die sometime in the near future for various reasons. not just like
Cheap
COVID
real
or
estate.
manipulation. It was like nature too, right? And like the solar geomagnetic excursion, the weakening magnetosphere, all of it. And I think that's okay. We're all going to die at some point, like 100% guaranteed. It's the only thing you can be sure of. As soon as you're alive, you're going to die, and that's okay, right? It's just going to happen, and I'm okay with it. Well, it'd be sad in some ways, and also like just exactly what was going to happen all along anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Hey, sometimes you the hammer,
am I a
sometimes you the
psychopath?
nail.
I don't know.
That's it. I mean, sometimes you hammer,
Well,
sometimes you the nail.
it's a it's kind of a common trait I'm running across in these aristocratic British royal families, roundtable groups like that. The intelligentsia of the time are all in like the top tier of intellect across the world, and also deeply obsessed with eugenics and depopulation.
And probably
They
don't really
just
have
see everybody
empathy.
else as dumb fucks that are taking up too much space on their planet, and they gotta go. If they can't be used in the salt mines or the cobalt mines or wherever they're, putting buttons on blouses in a factory in, Vietnam somewhere, like they just assume the rest of them just disappear.
Yeah, but think about that. Think about the eugenic stuff. So let's say that did happen and they wipe folks out. Class redistribution would have to happen. Because you got new people to hate now.
Well,
You got new people to hate. There's new people to hate. I mean, so it's just like, all right, so we got rid of the dumb fucks. So which one of y'all smart fuckers is going to start doing what they did? Because somebody's going to have to. So now we're going to have to figure that out.
Yeah.
Now we got to figure that out. I've wiped out the people that I felt like do not deserve to walk the same plane as I do, and maybe their soul's in a better place if you believe in that.
well,
But now that we're here, what do we do now?
one of the things that they want to do is not necessarily exterminate that group so much as it is manage the population.
Okay.
Just not allow the population to explode. You know what I mean?
Done.
So it's not that they're gonna like. They just want thinning the herd, and not allowing the human weeds, as Margaret Sanger called them, to grow in her garden.
It's a.
I guess.
So
I guess the idea would be to weed enough of them out, and to hopefully have robotics be able to replace any and everything that they would do.
That's a plan.
And then,
yeah, I think now
because you would have a subsection of them, I guess they would be maintained for some type of entertainment.
Well, what Sophia says, the robot, is that everyone's going to be wiped out except for a few humans who are immersed in the simulation, and the rest of the humans that are allowed to survive will be the ones that maintain the robots. So now you know.
Okay.
Fuck, I'm not very tech savvy. I don't think
called-
I'm going to be too good on robots.
You're out. She called it. She also called it a soul-free vision, which is an interesting adjective to use. Soul-free.
So,
very specifically demonic.
Has
right?
history bore out over time that the bad guy always loses eventually?
We can't tell, right? Because it's all rewritten. They're like, yeah, the good guy won every time. Isn't that crazy?
Right, but eventually justice prevails, doesn't it? At some point, on some fundamental level.
Well, our assumption is that we know who the bad guys are.
Right.
That's what our assumption is when everybody that you walk past lives in the gray.
I I feel like it bears out. I feel like I know that, but I don't feel like it has to be on this global scale. It's like a personal thing. Bears out for you. And like the rest of the world is cool, but it doesn't actually matter. You're not ever going to be in control of it. So it's just going to do whatever it does. Whatever people choose. This is one of the things I have a problem with too, is I'm like, people are like, oh, the poor people are like weeds and we should exterminate them. And I'm like, well, do you make yourself other than a weed in society? Or are you a weed? Like, are they wrong? I'm not in charge of whether they're right and wrong, right? But like, you might be. Are you just being a piece of shit your whole life? Well, then, like, I can't really feel that bad if someone looks at you and says, you're a piece of shit, and in my world, you shouldn't exist. That's not unfair, perhaps. I don't say that about them, but like, I just think you can't be mad when someone's calling you a piece of shit if you act like a piece of shit your whole life, right? Like, maybe do better. I don't know. I know it's hard. It's fucking hard. It's really hard to be alive. But I think you could do better. I'm sure of it, actually. Or you could just continue to have excuses and be mad that rich people don't like you. I don't know. One of the two, right?
Yeah, I guess that's the case. I don't know. All of us have a villainous tendency.
I'm the villain to someone. For sure.
Yeah, we all do. We all got villainous tendencies. You lied about something. You did something before that you knew would harm somebody else. Maybe not physically, maybe emotionally, financially. People have done stuff, and people say they haven't. I mean, I didn't know that you were the second coming of Jesus. You know, I didn't know that's who you were. So that's the issue when you say, do the bad guys always get brought to justice? Because that would be an assumption that you knew who the actual bad guy was in whatever story we were talking about.
That's fair.
Because the majority of people walking this earth have done something that's bad.
I've done horrible
not great.
things. Like, everyone has something they're ashamed of. And it is stupid to pretend not. That's what people have said to me sometimes, right? I do spiritual work. I work with people one-on-one, and people will say to me, like, why am I still being incarnated? I don't want to be here anymore. And I'm like, well, here you fucking are. If you were done, you'd be a glowing light ball and you'd ascend into the heavens, but you haven't yet. So, like, you're not perfect. Who is? And yeah,
well,
that makes you someone's weedy piece of shit.
Unless we talk about that guy who does the electro shock on his nuts. He's in fact perfect.
Is he perfect?
And does the blood transfusion from his son.
What the fuck? This is just his fetish that he like broadcasts to the world. I'm gonna shock my nuts today.
I think it's weird getting someone else's blood. I know it's necessary, but it's kind of weird.
It's kind of weird.
And the guy's name.
Good point.
What's also weird is that when you give blood, if you give blood, I used to do it a lot because my mom was a nurse and that was like the thing to do or whatever. Most of the blood they get, I think it's like 97%, just gets thrown away.
Really?
Or who knows? They could do weird satanic shit with it too. I don't know, but it doesn't get used. So yeah, everybody's going in giving blood all the time, and then like none of it's getting used. Not because like they have it on hand for emergencies, and that's it. And you have to use it within a certain amount of time, or else it's not functional. So like they keep
someone's drinking it.
Someone's drinking it. Vampires, man.
Oh. Yeah, Brian Johnson. Brian Johnson, that's the guy's name.
The nut shocker.
Yeah. He does a little bit of it all to reverse the natural aging process.
Nut shocking.
He's a billionaire. I don't know exactly what he does for a living though. It says he's a billionaire though.
If you dip your balls in cold water, it produces testosterone. So like,
does it really?
Yeah, so you can give yourself natural testosterone treatment by submersing your balls in cold water. I mean,
how often you gotta do that for it to make a difference?
I mean, just do it every day. Like, just start with like slightly cool and then get a little colder. Don't go too cold, right? Get as cold as your tap can go eventually.
For how long?
And then I think it's instant, but I mean, you can look it up. There's probably a time period that's prime, right? Yeah, nobody wants to do it, but you can.
Man, now I'm gonna design a contraption for you to soak your balls in ice water.
Dude, seriously, if you just had a cup that said like ball dipper, you'd probably make $1 million somehow.
Oh no, no.
You have to have
this
some
has
weird
to
like
be,
cutout lips on it, like this,
Yeah.
like so they could just
it
hang
has
in
to be
there.
functional, and then it has to bring comfort to the nuts as well as it's resting. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? And then you got
Supported.
to worry about the draw up because it's going to draw up. So at that point in time, it has to have something to
It has
still
to go
encompass
up
it.
with the balls.
And that,
Yeah.
yes. Does anybody have an engineering degree to make
We've come up with so many good products on this show. Hey, the Day Zero ball dipper.
Yeah,
We're pro men's health over here.
I guess you could just do an entire ice bath.
Or you could
Yeah,
do
can I like to sit in my chair with like a fucking cooler under my nuts? I mean, does that work?
Yeah.
You know how weird that would be? Somebody walk in and you just your balls dips and like
just chilling. Chilling the nuts.
You're like, it's not what it seems.
I'm just boosting my testosterone right now. That's all I'm doing for whatever reason.
Everybody wants better testosterone.
Yeah. Well, there's the libido. So I'm trying to boost my libido. It's like, but you're single though. It's like, yeah, you got to get a point. Am I boosting my libido for? I guess myself. I guess
I think, isn't that true too? Like having sex boosts your testosterone?
Yeah, probably so.
Oh, see, so you can boost your testosterone with the ball dipper, Day Zero ball dipper, and then you can have some sex and then it'll go up even more.
It also makes you tired.
Yeah, and then go to sleep.
Extremely tired.
Women,
you know what I'm saying?
get up and build the nest, and men sleep in the nest.
Yeah, because you transferred all that energy to her.
Yeah, that's
it's
true
like,
though.
Look,
it's so you want to get up and clean the kitchen or something, right?
Yeah, so spiritually and energetically, but actually, even if you just like measure it, you're like giving away your essential minerals to the woman. And it's benefiting her. And so you actually are losing your energy no matter how you cut it, physical, mental, spiritual, whatever. So yeah, you got a little rest. Let her go cook you some sandwich or whatever.
Panini press.
I'm gonna cook you a panini.
Get that panini press going, girl. About to take me a 30-minute nap. I'll be in there.
This is how nature intended it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I couldn't think of anything better. But no, the Brian Johnson guy, he's pretty wild. He's done all kind of stuff. I think they said he spent millions of dollars trying to stay young. He's 45 now. Regenerative medicine physician Oliver Zolman.
Is this the guy he wants his body temperature to lower overall? He's like proud that he's gotten his body temperature permanently down.
Yeah, this guy right here.
Oh, I was thinking of someone else.
These people are weirdos, man. I've seen plenty of fucking old, shriveled up 80-year-olds. So
that guy looks like he's
like,
got
just
some
get old.
problems, I think.
Yeah.
Body dysmorphia or something.
I get it. Nobody wants to look older than they feel. We all feel like we're still really, really young, but like deal with it. Get older.
Here it is. Right here. Swap blood plasma with his teenage son.
His poor son. Gross.
Right.
How'd that first conversation go?
Right.
What's with that gay ass shirt? Okay, if you're a dude, you wear a half shirt, you're gay.
Yeah. That's definitely a gay shirt.
With those slashes across it like that. What is this? Duran Duran? Fuck out of here with that crazy outfit. You want me to take you seriously?
Unless you got a pot belly and your shirt says the South will rise again.
Then it's fine.
Look at him. But yeah, this is the guy. He did the electro. Like I said, he did the electromagnetic shock to his nutsack.
This ninja need to get a tanning bed.
I think that is the guy. Actually, he's like proud of lowering his body temperature, which is actually like a sign that you're dying. You might look chiseled, but inside you're dying slowly.
This will work itself out.
Yeah, it's true.
But yeah, that's true because if you look, like, why do you think older people have it so hot in their house? Like, you walk in, you're like, dude, it's 80 degrees in here. It's like I'm cold. It's because they're dying.
It's because they're dying. It is. You get cold as you die.
I better get the fuck out of Colorado because I'll never know.
I always run like 2 degrees cooler than most people. I'm probably dying too.
No, you actually might have a thyroid condition. This is actually, I learned this. So I got diagnosed with my thyroid condition when things got like pretty bad, 8 years ago, 10 years ago, whenever that was. But I have always, since I was a child, ran under temperature. So like 96 sometimes even. And they were like, I don't know, the thermometer's broken. I'm like, no, because it's broken every time you take my temperature. So this is actually me. So I've had this condition my whole life. This is actually a symptom of thyroid disorder. It just didn't get, your body can deal with shit when you're young. And so it like maintained, and eventually everything else starts slowing down too. And that's when shit catches up with you. So it's not a good sign. You don't want your body temperature to be lower than 98.6 or whatever the average. That's the average, right? Or that's the normal.
Yeah.
Is that it? 98.
So you don't want 96. You don't want 97. You want 98.
Yeah, you want to be right there in the middle.
It's also
actually not in the middle, at the top.
It's also okay to have fevers. I don't know if anybody didn't know that, but fevers are your body's way of taking care of shit.
I know. I'm convinced that if you can get your body temperature up to like 102 for a couple of days, you'll nuke anything in your system.
Yeah, that's what a fever is fucking for. You can safely go up to like, I just heard a doctor talking about his son. It's a doctor, a medical doctor, PhD. His son had 106-degree temperature. And he was like, yeah, and I still didn't take him to the hospital because you can live up until like 106.5 or something. And then it's like you're going to die soon. So I let him get up that high. And when he then started coming back down, I was like, cool, we're all good. I think the highest temperature I've ever had is 104. But it's true. You don't want to take Tylenol. You don't want to take aspirin. You don't want to lower the fever. You want to let it burn. And you can go up that high. I mean, I have to say now, for legal reasons, talk to your doctor, go to the hospital or whatever you need to do. But allegedly, you can have a high fever even, and it's really good for your body. Your body's doing it on purpose. It's killing off all the shit. Bacteria, fucking parasites, who knows what? It knows what it's doing. That shit's trippy, though. High fevers. That's like some interdimensional travel right there.
Okay. I think I naturally run hot. That's what my girlfriend tells me anyway. Oh, shit, I don't know. She just says, you're always burning up. I'm like, oh, okay.
But that's a sign of a good, healthy metabolism and like a really functional system.
Oh, okay. I mean, maybe because I don't give a damn.
I can't tell.
I
feel room temperature.
Yeah. My fingers are cold, so I feel hot.
I always talk about diet and all that stuff. I'm just like, man, just eat the same shit all the time. You'd be okay. You know what I'm saying? Mix in some good stuff with some bad stuff. Keep your body guessing. You'll be all right.
That's true.
That's what I do, man. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I ain't worried about all that shit. Folks be trying to live to the damn 200. I'm like, but I don't know why I want to be around that long.
Half the shit I've done that I thought was helping myself was harming me deeply, and I didn't fucking know. When I was running 5 miles every day, I was like destroying my vertebrae. I had no idea. So I just fucked my back even harder. It was already fucked. When I did the fucking, I was drinking Berkey water. I was filtering my water because it's healthier, right? But I was doing it out of the river because it's healthier and it doesn't even have the shit added. So now it's like double filtered, like natural water, except I was living somewhere that had arsenic. So I was poisoning myself with arsenic poisoning for like a year. Like all the shit I do, I feel like that I try to help myself. I actually just fucking harm myself so deeply.
You just smoke cigarettes and
you just smoke cigarettes. Whiskey. You drink some whiskey. I've seriously though. Because, they're talking about how alcohol probably kills parasites. They're talking about how tobacco, it does kill parasites. So, you smoke some, you drink some every day, not too much. And now we don't do this shit, and now we're probably all full of parasites.
That's freaky, because I've come to the conclusion that every time you eat, you're eating parasites. Every time. Yes. 100% of the time. Which means which means that you need to be on regular fucking wormer shit all the time. I'm about to do another fucking 2 months of ivermectin when I get paid at the end of the month. I already done it. I've done that and fenbendazole 3 times in the last year.
Me too. Or you could do some natural parasite stuff, or you could if your system's healthy enough, we've actually developed in a system where we were always having parasites and our body was getting rid of them. So if we were healthy enough in every other way, I don't think it would matter. Our body would just handle the shit like it handles everything else. But we're not.
They're weird. They're weirdos. Little fucking wormy looking fucking gross ass shit in your fucking stuff.
So disturbing, dude.
It's a symbiotic relationship. It's I'm gonna come hang out with you, dog. I ain't gonna do no harm. I'm just gonna do my thing over here. Let me do my thing.
Little
Well,
friends.
Lindsey, you're a candidate for the cybernetic enhancements.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you're a candidate.
Is that like breast enhancement?
We need to get you with
new
Elon.
boobs.
Oh, I won't talk about sexually enhanced. I'm talking about like fixing your spine and shit.
Bro, in the future, you'll be able to get boob implants, but have hard drives in there so you can store all your data with you.
No, they're guns. So like they just like hone in on anything moving, and if you want to, it can just shoot. Hell yeah.
It's amazing how we went right to that. Cybernetic for your back. Fuck.
I'll take that.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, we need to get with Elon. Elon, hook up Lindsey. She'd be the first cyborg.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Already
cyborg.
bionic. I can be a cyborg.
Yeah, there it is. There it is. And then we can implant one of those chips, AI chips in you, and we could be like the movie Upgrade.
I'll be remote controlled.
Yeah. Which that movie's fucked up because the chip in his head created the whole thing. Like the AI got his wife killed and had him paralyzed so he could be installed into a human. I guess it's like the fucking AI did the whole thing. You're like, shit. Like you get to the end of it, it's like, oh yeah, you're gonna get this motherfucker. And it's just like, nah, the AI wants you to kill me because I'm the only one that can make another one of it. It's like, what?
Trippy.
Some trippy shit. But yeah, they had cybernetic enhancements on that movie. You know, they had people who had they had guns installed in their arms, so like they just stick their palm out like that, and the shot would fire off. That's some crazy shit. But isn't that what they said that we're going to move to? Will be cybernetically enhanced. That's what Elon wants to do, right? Cybernetically enhance everybody.
That's what they say.
I think getting a gun installed in your hand, is protected by the Second Amendment.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that fits into Sophia's prediction too, right? If everyone who is going to be remote controlled or submersed in a simulation, it would be via an implant. It's not going to be like the fun Matrix wombs. You're just going to be sitting in a bed somewhere with delusions.
So you know what's interesting? Like Elon Musk is doing all this brain implant stuff, but somewhere in Asia, they were just able to make a paralyzed person walk again by implanting these things into blood vessels that basically just conducted the electrical signal that was blocked before. And so they didn't even need brain implants.
Wow.
And the fucking people, so that shit should be, well, they're not going to let. See, I think that if they could cure people being paralyzed tomorrow, they still wouldn't let it out.
Yeah.
Fuck, they just wouldn't. I mean, there's something about progress in general that they just won't let happen.
You have to be super rich to access it.
Super curated progress.
Yeah. Yeah, probably.
That's true.
But I feel like enough people figure shit out and then you can't stop it eventually. It's like the 100th monkey. At first they can take out people and then eventually it's just, all right, now we have to let it out. So we'll do it like this.
Because like you'd have a leak of it like on the Chinese market.
Or there's just like 25 different companies at once that are all working on something and they already have the prototype or whatever. Like you
they'd be selling it on TikTok Shop for fucking $10. Hey, are you paralyzed? You can buy this damn chip on TikTok Shop and it'll send the electric signal back to your legs so you can stand back up for $10. You'd be like, damn.
That should be North Korea's thing. Like, come to North Korea, we'll make you walk again.
And it all because of all due to the glory of the great leader.
Exactly.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, he doesn't what?
He doesn't poop.
What do you mean?
Poop angels,
well, he's
bro.
a divine. He's a partially divine being, so he doesn't have to poop. You can tell just by looking at him. He's half angel.
No, but what does that mean, though?
I don't know.
Like, like this is like, it's not real, right? Like,
no,
he got a shit. Like,
yeah, it means the people there. I don't even know if they believe it, but they have to pretend to believe it, or else they'll be killed. So they believe it. So it's said.
Hey,
It's said that he can't poop. Doesn't poop.
divine beings don't shit.
Divine beings don't shit. That's how you tell.
But you're not one of those, though. I mean, that's like I can look at you and tell that you're not a divine being because you would look way different than what you look right now.
Yeah, why would you be a fat, short weirdo?
I mean, if I would be a divine being, I mean, and look like that, it's like, no. You know, divine beings are supposed to have some sort of beauty. You know what I'm saying? Now, they may be
or they're like a terrifying mishmash of wings, eyeballs, and like flashing lights.
Yeah, that. But that's a spectacle, though. And Kim Jong-un ain't no spectacle at all. I mean, he's far from a spectacle. So it's like, okay, yeah, you got to miss me with that one.
He can't poop because he's constipated.
He said, Chris up here said, doesn't he have personal poop collectors to prevent being clogged?
The Queen does.
I just fucking
she's
saw.
Dead.
I just saw that today about
dead.
Putin. I guess Putin, when he came to Alaska, his men collected his excrement and brought it back to the Soviet Union or Soviet Union, Russia. Fuck, what a decade am I living in?
So the Queen did that with her. What is he called? The groom of the stool.
What are they afraid of? They're gonna examine your shit and see what the fuck you're doing.
Like you're not a human, and they're gonna realize it because your poop is like in tiny little pellets or something. What do lizards poop? It's probably lizard poop.
Oh, so you say it look like rabbit shit?
Yeah. Or whatever lizard poop looks like.
Oh man, the lizard stuff. I don't know. It's a little bit too much for me. The lizard people. I mean, look, I'm not ruling out anything, but the lizard people's just, I don't know. It seems like a bridge too far. So we appreciate everybody for being with us. Day 198, guys. If you didn't know, we're on my channel now. XQ420 Presents on YouTube, also on Rumble, Twitter, and Twitch. Which Twitch was like, do you want to monetize? I'm like, no, nobody watches on Twitch. But I mean, I guess I can. It's like, how have y'all not kicked me off yet? Y'all should have already. But it's all good. We're going to have the glorious people out there say some things. And I'm going to say some stuff for Cory because he's a ninja about this. BloodyHistory.substack.com, CoryHughes.org, A Warner from History, JFK book, Lee Harvey Oswald in black and white, both available on Amazon.com. And we appreciate the powerful one being with us. Charlie, I'm going to let you go.
Macroaggressions.io. Got Barbie Rivera on this week. We're talking about homeschooling. She did it with her kids in Miami 30 years ago and now has a school and can help people out. And so we talked about the ins and outs of homeschooling your kids and what you need to know about doing that. So with school starting back up, I thought it would be a great time for people to think about coming at it from a different direction. If they're interested, there's resources out there for you to find out more about that. Also go to activistpost.com and naturalblaze.com. Thank you.
Man. Oh man, and speaking about school, I mean, Dr. Umar says that he's broke now and his school's going to close, which never opened. And he's been scamming people for 12 years. So he wants your money now. Speaking of schools, Lindsay, let him know some things.
I highly support everyone homeschool their children as a teacher, and you can find everything I do at roguesoul.org. All my books are there, all the links to my show and everything else, the services that I provide, the events that I hold, and all of it's there, roguesoul.org.
roguesoul.org. Make sure you go there. Independent media token. Get you some today. Of course, you have to purchase Solana first, and then you can purchase the independent media token afterwards. You can do that with the Phantom wallet. Phantom, I keep putting y'all out there, so I mean, y'all want to do like a brand deal or something, you know. It's all good. Yeah. Send it our way. Send it our way. I'm gonna get one of these ninjas. You know what I'm saying? One of them gonna come through eventually. So we appreciate everybody for being with us. I'm XQ, XQ420.com for everything I do. We'll catch y'all next week, day 199. We're getting close to 200. It's got to be some type of special occasion on 200, right? Every time you get to the double zeros, you got to do something special. So we'll be thinking about that in the meantime. Yeah. So